So in this lecture we are going to study the macroprocessor. Okay. So these are the lecture outlines where you can see macroprocessor, macro instructions, features of macro facility, implementation of macro are there. We will go through it. So what is a macroprocessor? So basically I want to give an example. So in C you can see that when we are using a function, there for the particular code we are just assigning the function name there, and whenever we use that function we just call it by its name. The macroprocessor is also same as the function, where some line of codes are given a tags or names, and we will use it in our program according to the parameters. Okay. So it is single line abbreviations for group of instructions. Macroprocessor is viewed as an extension of basic assembler algorithm. A macroprocessor constitutes a separate language processor with its own language. So what are macro instructions? These are considered as an extension of basic assembler algorithm. Okay. We treat the use of macro instructions in programming and the implementation of macros within an assembler. So macro instructions are nothing but the programs we are used in the assembler. Okay. So here some macro instructions are there. This is a basic example of a macro instructions. Here you can see an example where many statements are there. So A means add. According to the assembly language we have studied, A means add. So here the instruction what it is written, A1 comma data. Okay. This means that add contents of data 1 to register 1. Okay. Then A2 comma data, add contents of data to register 2. Then 3 comma data, add contents of data to register 3. So here a pattern is there. Here a pattern is there. Okay. Here a pattern is there. So if we repeat these statements, then the memory usage increases. Okay. So there is more memory consumption. So for this we will tag the statements by a name that is called macro, and means we will give a name to it. The instructions, and call them by using that small name. Okay. So here we see that a macro facility permits us to attach a name to this sequence and to use this name in its place. In the previous program, the code add occurs twice. Okay. So here you can see that when a program begins, means whenever we are writing a program in the assembler. Okay. So what we are writing, okay, the macro instructions, like, means we have to optimize it. For optimization we are using the macro. So here the program starts by macro incr. Here incr is the tag or the name given to the statements. Okay. A1 comma data, A2 comma data, A3 comma data. So the name is incr, micro. So whenever we are using the statement, we will call it like incr. Incr means this is written as this is written as this. Okay. So this is the expanded source we are seeing. Understand what is a macro? So then macro instructions. All of the calls to any given macro will be replaced by identical blocks. Okay. So in C, whenever we are calling a function, the function when it is called, it is just replaced by the same code written in the functions, meaning the function definition. So it is same as the function. A important extension of this facility consists of providing for arguments or parameters in macro calls. When suppose the parameters changes, okay, what happened then? Okay. So this is an example of that. So there we see that data, only data is there, and data is stored in register 1, data is added in register 2, data is added in register 3. But here this data is data 1. There in the previous example only data is there in this part, but here the data are changing. Data 1, data 1, data 1. Here data 2, data 2, data 2. So here what to do when we are writing a program. So here we will write like macro incr. We will use the %arg argument. Okay, so we will write like 1 comma %arg, 2 comma %arg, 3 comma %arg. So we will call like incr data 1, incr data 2. So when we expand it, it will look like this. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3 data 1 data 1 data 1 data 2 data 2 data 2. So this is for data 2, this is for data 1. So we have to write like this, %arg we have to use. Okay, so this is the expanded version by using the parameters. Okay, so here you can see that loop 1 is this, loop 2 is this. Okay, so here you see another example is there where there we have studied data 1 data 1 data 1 data 2 data 2 data 2, but here you see some differences there, data 1 data 2 data 3 data 3 data 2 data 1. Okay, so it is completely different from the second problem and the first problem. So for this we will go in this example. Here you can write like this, macro %lab incr %arg1 comma %arg2 comma %arg3 %lab a 1 comma %arg1 a 2 comma %arg2 a 3 comma %arg3. So this pattern you have to follow, and here loop 1 incr data 1 data 2 data 3. In the second example we see that, sorry, so in the second example we see that data 2 we only use here data 1 and here data 2, but here 1 2 3 3 2 1 according to this pattern we will use. So basically from the three examples you know that what is the use of macro in the program. Means it is mainly used to reduce the memory size, and by which the by calling that incr, the incr is replaced by this code. Okay, so it's the same example. Okay, so how to implement it, how to implement the macro? For more knowledge you should go through the Donovan where you can easily go through the implementation of the macros. Okay, so macro mainly starts with the recognizing the macro definition. Okay, then save the definition. The processor must store the macro instruction definition which it will need for execution. Then recognize calls, macro calls recognition, expand calls, and substitute. So these are the 4 phases the macro goes through. So for more knowledge and more information you should go through the Donovan book where you can see how the macro is implemented. Thank you.